Not every day is perfect. Not every camping trip goes as planned. But we can make the most of every day we have. It is often our own expectations that let us down, not the weather, not the day we are given, only our attitude and ability to make the most of every moment we have. This day was a good reminder of that as I start my summer adventures. Well, I'm at my campsite. I am in North Georgia, and it has been pouring down, raining. I just got here, pulled the awning out, and found that I have to kind of leave it tipped like this here. So that the rain doesn't puddle up on top of there and weigh it down. And then every now and then I go through and I kind of dip the water off that's still kind of building up a little bit. There's no connection here whatsoever. I tried the Starlink. It's too deep. I'm deep in the woods and the cloud cover is so heavy. I'm hoping it'll clear up a little bit. I did walk out to the road and was able to get a message out to Kevin. It took a while, but I finally did get a message out to him. That's with the Garmin. So if it'll clear up even just a little bit, I could probably take and try to get this Starlink to connect out there. I don't know. I'm starving. So I drove through the night. And it took me a long time getting through the Atlanta area, and I arrived here just in time for it to start pouring as I was coming up a very windy road, narrow and windy road to get here. Where am I at? I am at the Pocket Recreation area, and it's kind of between Villanelle and Rosaka, I think it's called. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one here other than the camp host. Most people would have been smart enough to cancel probably. But hey, this is a stop on my way, heading north first, then west. I have this campsite reserved for tomorrow as well because I wanted to do a little hike tomorrow morning to a waterfall in the area. Hoping it's clear enough I can still do that. The camp host said it's not supposed to clear up. And well, as you know, with waterfall hikes and stuff, sometimes it can be slippery. So I'm just going to be playing it by ear and seeing how it goes. So here's a look at my campsite. It's a beautiful little campsite. I am at Site 15, and all of them look to be like they are pretty private. This one seems to be especially private, so I'm happy about that. There's a bathhouse right over in the woods back up in there, and bare trash cans. I'm just gonna get something to eat and wait for a little bit and see what happens with this. I actually thought it was going to be really hot, and I was worried about that. So I guess with the rain comes cooler temperatures. Think positive, right? It is soggy. Well, good morning. It rained until a little after dark last night, and I just got up here in the tent and hung out. It's supposed to rain again most of the day. Right now, it is not raining, but it is quite overcast. I'm a little concerned. I had to put that awning away wet, and I don't think I'm going to get a chance to dry it out. And then for the next 3 days, I have long drive days ahead of me to get out to Colorado. So I'm not going to get a chance to air it out then. I'm going to get out here in just a little bit, open it up, and maybe I'll get a little breeze, or maybe I'll get some sun for long enough to dry it out. Things just don't always go as planned. This place is so quiet. It's as if even the forest is asleep. I could easily let this rain get me down, but I refuse. I'm sure the forest isn't complaining. Teriyaki tofu and seasoned rice. It's an Asian spice mix that I put on here. Oh, it should be good. Oh my gosh, look, the sun is starting to come out and my awning is starting to dry out. I thought I would come over and check out the day use area here in the campground. And it's not a far walk at all. A little boardwalk. This is pretty. They have a little trail here. It's the Pocket Loop Trail. It's 2.5 miles. Currently the boardwalk is damaged and will need to be rebuilt. Looks like a gravel path most of the way. The Pocket was once a camp used by the Civilian Conservation Corps. In the 1930s, the camp had barracks, a mess hall, bathhouse, and other shops and outbuildings. It's called the Pocket for its location in a low area between two steep ridges formed by the Horn and Mill Mountains. The road coming in is right up there, and I'm pretty sure there's a bigger parking area for those who aren't camping. Day use fees are included with the camping. I'm gonna walk up here and look to see. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized parking area. Places you can have a picnic. Well, this would be nice for a family or company gathering. Any kind of gathering. I like this little place. This is a really nice campground. I wouldn't want to bring an RV or a trailer up here. Maybe people do, but that road is pretty windy and pretty narrow. It's paved. It's so peaceful. And because it's such a lousy weather day, I have it all to myself. Well, guys, I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I had time today that I could have done that waterfall hike I wanted to do. It's right near here, I think. It's called Keone Waterfalls or Cowan Falls. I think the locals call it Cowan Falls. So I hear a lot of people pronounce it Keon. So Cowan Falls, and it wouldn't have been that long of a hike. It probably wouldn't have taken me that long. And with the rains, the waterfall was probably flowing pretty good. I got up this morning expecting it to be another rainy day. And it's been overcast and threatening to rain most of the day. There was like 10 minutes where we got that little peak of sun. And and I actually considered going over there then, but it quickly changed. Right now there's like a mist in the air, and it's getting late in the day now. But yeah, I'm trying to plan my trips less. I did a video, like I think it was like my first or second trip in the van, talking about how I'm a planner and I like to plan my trip, down. I would plan down to the detail. This day I'm going to do this hike. This day I'm going to go see this, that kind of thing. I really planned it out, and most of the time it went pretty well and according to plan. I can't control the weather though, but I'm learning to plan less. And this trip now, I have plans until I get to Colorado, and then I just have kind of an idea of what I'm going to do and where I'm going to go. Just going to play it by ear, and that's new for me. So this particular place, I reserved the campsite, and I thought, it's just a stopover because I'm trying to get north so that I can get on the interstate and head west. And I knew I would need rest before, because I traveled through the night, the first night, and all day that second day, and was happy to stop here. But like you saw when I got here, it was not happy times. It was very wet and soggy. But I need to be more adaptable and not let myself kind of feel shattered just because my plans go awry, and yeah, I got kind of down about it. But it actually turned out to be a decent little day, and I probably could have gone over there and done that hike. Now, this is in hindsight. What if I had gone over there, it started pouring really bad, the runoff was really bad, slippery, it could have been a whole different situation. But what if, sometimes my anxiety gets in the way of things for sure. Going forward, I'm going to try to be more flexible, more adaptable on these trips, and just kind of let things unfold and not be negatively affected by them. Because, this is beautiful. So imagine how pretty that hike would have been to the falls. I don't think I'll have time to do it in the morning if I get up and it's clear, because I need to leave early. I got a lot of driving to do. So once I get into Colorado, that's where the real trip begins. That's my goal. Get out there and just enjoy myself. I'll be back here for sure. I pass through this area all the time, and I didn't even know this was here. When you start putting in the pocket on the Google Maps, it shows you a whole different area, not this place. And you really have to kind of deep search to find this. The Pocket Recreation Area, it's near Villanelle and Resaca in Georgia, northwest Georgia. Not far from Calhoun. So they do have a bathhouse here, and it's really clean. Camp host is doing a great job. He's very friendly. They have a water spigot. This is a nice campsite here, right behind the bathrooms. All of the sites seem to be really nice. I'll walk down and show you a few of these. This is 14, right next to mine. Nice long pad here. Looks like you would back up to here and then you have like a little boardwalk crossing a ditch. And they have very good tent pads here. If you're a tenter or want to set up a gazebo, look at all this firewood somebody left. But wow, look at that. Now in the winter, a lot of these trees will lose their leaves, so I'm sure it's a little less private. Over there especially, there's one right here, but there's also a trail here, so if you were with a buddy, Site 12. The camera makes it look like the drive is longer than it actually is. It's a wide angle, but it's not that long. You could definitely fit a van in here. Small RV. That was 11. These are all shorter on this little loop here. 10. So Site 21 is considered an accessible site. So campers have to have a disability ID card or disability vehicle license tags. It's paved all around the picnic area. That is nice. So many times you see accessible sites and they're definitely accessible, but then they aren't in wooded areas or not very private, that sort of thing. But this is paved all the way up to the restrooms, paved to the tent pad, around the picnic table and grill, and close to the fire pit. And has its own trash can, lantern hooks, trash hooks, whatever you want to use them for down low. Very well thought out. Now Site 22 is very narrow and curves right up here at the end. There's a slight slope with if you back in, the front of your vehicle would be downhill a little bit, and you would probably have to stop where it turns here unless you have a smaller vehicle. Then you could probably whip it on around. Tent pad on that side, and the picnic table, fire pit, and all would be on the driver's side then. I just love how everything's covered in moss. But hey, look at the climate here. Kevin and I lived in Georgia for a very short period, and it was just north of Atlanta, and I remember these gray skies. It was gray skies the whole winter, and I am affected by that. I guess they call that, what, seasonal affective disorder or something like that. I don't know, I get really affected by too long a period without sun. I need light, because I don't know, it just gets me down. But yeah, I didn't like living here for that reason. Otherwise, I loved it. Well, this was not the video I expected it to be. I really was looking forward to showing you guys more of this area, especially that waterfall trail. I was looking forward to seeing it. But, you know, sometimes that's just the way it goes. I am getting in bed early tonight, and I have, like I said before, a couple long drive days ahead of me. I'm just going to be stopping probably at one or two hotels, and that way I get as much time driving as I can get. and it's just going to be easy. When I get to Colorado, that's when I will see you guys next. And unless something happens between now and then, you never know. But the plan is to be in Colorado for my next video, and I hope you guys will stick around and watch that video as well. A lot of fun things ahead. Hopefully all will go well. I will see you guys in the next video. Do me a favor, and even if you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.